Mad as the Mist and Snow by W.B. Yeats. Bolt and bar the shutter, for the foul winds blow. Our minds are at their best this night, and I seem to know that everything outside us is mad as the mist and snow. Well, I would want to put in there the foul winds. All right, and I would definitely want some kind of house, some structure that the shutter is being closed to keep the foul winds out. And I would want the mist and snow, the mad mist and the mad snow. That would definitely be in my picture. And then inside that house, I would see the voice, the person who is speaking, saying this poem, the person who's telling us all of this. That person is saying, bolt and bar the shutter. And that person is saying it to someone. So there's going to be somebody else there inside that house, inside that room, and that person is being told, all right, bolt and bar the shutter, all right. That's sort of the conversation going on between two people inside a house with the mad wind and snow outside. In terms of the balance of opposites, the positive and negative, for me that immediately sets up a contrast between the wild, mad outside, that is mad and mad as the mist and snow, and the inside, where our minds are at their best this night. So I would see it in terms of that kind of contrast. The outside contrasted with the inside, the negative and the positive there. Horace there by Homer stands, Plato stands below, and here is Tully's open page. How many years ago were you and I unlettered lads, mad as the mist and snow? Well, I would definitely want a bookshelf, and I'd want Horace and Homer to be on that bookshelf, and Plato standing below. The order there, the fact that Horace stands by Homer in alphabetical order, that Plato stands below because he comes later on in the alphabet, that seems very important to me. There's a sense of order inside this house, this place where they're protected against the mist and snow. And here's Tully's open page. Obviously, they've been reading it quite recently, so they study these books. These books are part of their lives. And again, the voice is speaking, saying, describing this, and bringing up the memory of how many years ago when you and I, the two old friends, were unlettered lads, mad as the mist and snow. So when they did not have their letters, that is the letters of the alphabet, their education, their ability to read and study these books, because they didn't have that, they were mad. So the balance of opposites is not simply the mist and snow, but it's connected with being uneducated and unlettered. It's the fact that we have these books, we have the learning and wisdom of the books. That's what saves us from being mad. But there's some shadow of doubt, something that worries the poet. And his old friend asks, what makes you sigh? What makes you shudder? So the voice of the poem then, moving into the third stanza, reads like this. You ask, what makes me sigh, old friend? What makes me shudder so? I shudder and I sigh to think that even Cicero and many-minded Homer were mad as the mist and snow. And there's the shock. All right, what? All this learning, all this wisdom, all these books that we've studied, in order to keep the inside orderly, to keep the madness out, all of that seems suddenly to be overthrown by this doubt that arises in the poet's mind that maybe even Cicero and Homer and the classics, the great writers of old, maybe they too were as mad as the mist and snow. So what about that? What if this protected inside world, and it's not just inside the house, it's inside our minds. What about it if this world of order is just simply another form of madness? Now maybe I'm looking too hard here, but this really gets me, the fact that he writes about mad as the mist and snow, and a snowflake, if you think about it, is also incredibly ordered, incredibly structured, made in a unique and marvelous shape. But you put thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of them together, and what have you got? It's just chaos. It's just madness. It's just overwhelming. And yet, in each little tiny crystal, there is a world of order. So, in a certain sense, the choice of the mist and snow, the choice of snow there, really gives the poem tremendous power.